angel fly within my life, beside me in all I do.
Hi everyone, this is Anna Grace Taylor and welcome to your weekly angel reading for March 12th through to the 18th. I'm going to be using Sandra Anne Taylor's Energy Oracle cards. They're actually the deck that I used earlier on in the year a lot and for the year reading. So I'm kind of going back to those, which is relevant actually because we just started a 3-week Mercury retrograde period, which is often a really good time to go back, not to live in the past, not to get stuck in it, but actually to review things, to look at how things are going. It can be a real time of healing and of rest because actually things are going back rather than lots of momentum, but that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes we focus on it being like a not an easy time for communication or not a good time to start new things, but it is a good time to actually complete things and to really take stock of things. So it actually can have a lovely energy as long as we go with the flow and don't try to push anything. Alright, so these are the cards for the week ahead, starting with Monday and Tuesday. Now this is a really interesting card because it's specific, and that's one of the reasons why I love this deck. It's all about financial constraints, which is really obvious because that's what it says, but this is not something to fear. This is actually looking at our relationship with money and how we are treating this relationship. So are we just spending money frivolously, or are we spending money on things that really nurture us and the things that we really need? Sometimes there's a time and a place to make those decisions, particularly if we're wanting to shift our abundance, to shift our money, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be forever. It's just looking at the way that we treat that area of our lives so that we can actually change things and make positive changes so that we can open up to more abundance. So not to go into fear, but it is an opportunity to look at how we can change things up a little bit with our money and make things a priority. That's what it feels like to me, to really prioritize our spending right now, especially if we're making decisions with business or something more long term. It's a good idea to really take stock. Okay, so that is the card for Monday and Tuesday. Now, this is really interesting here because the card for Wednesday and Thursday is action. Again, really specific, really obvious, beautiful card, especially if we're going to make changes in our material life. I always notice the two horses in this card, and to me, it can be symbolic of lots of different things. Sometimes it can be, are we making choices out of love and fear? The angels are really wanting us to pay attention to, when we talk about money, we often go into the, like, what can I do? How can I figure it out? Oh my goodness, how is it going to change? Really just making sure that we're making changes from a place of guided action rather than that fear. So, how to tell the difference? I often say this, well, our guidance, the angel's voice, God's voice, the universe's voice, is going to be steady, it's going to be supportive, it's going to be loving, it's going to be consistent, it's going to feel right. Whereas our fear is always going to be changeable and trying to figure everything out. It's going to tell us we can't, it's going to tell us we're not good enough, that really nagging voice. Whereas our guidance, even if we're not sure, it keeps coming back to us. So if you've been getting some nudges about making some choices about how you spend your money, even before this reading, maybe you're listening to this reading and knowing kind of exactly what it's pointing to. Perhaps this is a reminder to you to say, oh, that thing I've been thinking of doing for a while, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But whatever you do, make sure that it feels right to you and just take action. It's never going to be a perfect time to take action, but this is just saying, go ahead, do it, and especially our financial lives are going to feel a whole lot better. We're going to feel like we're being proactive rather than just kind of waiting for things to change. Okay? So that is for the middle of the week. At the end of the week, you're going to so laugh at this. I did not pick these cards. Well, the angels did, but I think people always think that I come up with a plan here. But these just happen, and this is door to value, and there's lots of money. So they're saying that part of the energy of this week is quite fast moving, even though we talk about Mercury retrograde being quite slow moving and maybe there's not momentum, it's actually a great time to review this area of our lives because we're in review. So when we actually take the time to make those shifts and changes, we're going to see some pretty fast results. That may not mean that we suddenly get a windfall of money. It could absolutely be, but it could also just be how we feel. We'll feel lighter. We actually start to really see an energetic change in the way that we feel about money. It's a really good idea, therefore, because we seem to have like a theme going on, to really look at our beliefs around money. How do we feel about it? Are we living our lives, as our parents did? Is that a good thing? What do we actually learn about money from society, and are we trapping ourselves by that? Are we stifling what we really want to do because of money? Do we even feel worthy of that? Now, I talk about worthiness a lot, and money can be a real issue for people because they feel like, is it okay to ask for money for what I do? I should be of service. Well, the thing is, if I didn't have any money at all, I wouldn't be able to talk to you on this computer. I wouldn't be able to spend time on my Facebook page. I wouldn't be able to see clients, blah, 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 because I would just be burning myself out and giving. So actually, if I allow myself to receive, I can give to you more. That is the way that I look at it. And actually, if I am in a good place, if I feel healthy, if I pay my bills, if I eat food, if I do all those things, then I actually can show up for you, can't I? If I don't do all of those things, I'm not able to. So it's a real shift in perspective around what money does, not making it the priority or the only thing that we focus on, but also seeing it is part of our human existence here. We have to pay bills, we have to give, for other services that we require, and that is totally okay. So remember, you are worthy because you exist. There is no other reason for that. You don't have to be a good person. You don't have to be, doing a certain thing, because you already are. You already are because you exist. We all have the same divine right of abundance, including money. So you are valuable. Another beautiful thing that you can do to shift the energy is to say an affirmation like, I am open to all forms of abundance. I am ready to receive in limitless ways. I love money, or whatever it is that's going to shift your energy around that. I find affirmations really helpful, especially if I'm getting myself a bit stuck. So that's just a suggestion for you. It feels like a really great week, a really lovely opportunity to really focus our energy on a particular area of our lives. And of course, if that is really working for you already, then great. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to just treat yourself, whatever it is. But don't be afraid of looking at your abundance mindset, how you feel about money and your finances this week, because the energy is often calling for us to do that, and when we kind of shut it away because we'd rather deal with something else. I know I've been there. It's not my favorite topic either, but as I've shifted my relationship with it, I feel so much better, and I'm actually able to get on with the things that I love to do. So, talking about things I love to do, I will be back with Love and a Cup of Tea this week. 10 a.m. Eastern Time is 2 p.m. UK time, because our clocks haven't changed yet in the UK. We're not in daylight savings yet, but the US are. So if you're in the US, it will be 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be talking to my lovely friend Sudha Caro, hopefully her colleague and friend Erin Taylor as well. We're just working out if we can do a 3-person broadcast at the same time. So look forward to talking to you. They do amazing work with parents and children. So if you are a parent, if you're somebody who works with children or just wants to learn more about just having a different viewpoint and really listening to the young people in our lives, which I think is such a relevant topic right now, come and join us. It's going to be a great conversation. Anyway, I will see you soon. And don't forget, today is the last day to take advantage of the early bird price for my certified angelic connection practitioner course. So if you want more details on that, go visit my website annagracetaylor.com, and you can save £50 if you book today. After that, the price goes up. So contact me as soon as possible if you would like that. That is Monday the 12th of March if you're listening on rebroadcast, the recording after today, but there's still places available. So either way, I would love to see you. And if not, I will see you on Facebook on Wednesday. Bye bye.